Hey, I'm Adrienne, and welcome to your Love Fix. Today, we're going to talk about mental health, particularly those of us who grew up with a parent who was dealing with mental health issues. Now, you might think that this episode is about loving them. And sure, that's important, but the focus of this episode is all about you. And no surprise, finding huge compassion and love for yourself. So I grew up with a parent who dealt with, and frankly, often suffered from mental health issues. It's probably no surprise that even though we weren't blood related, as a result, I ended up dealing with my own mental health challenges and depression through a lot of my life. I started the healing process from that early, and I'll tell you, it's a process that shifted from the intellectual to the physical to the energetic over the years. But here's the thing. If you grew up with a parent, and from my perspective, especially a mom, who had a hard time with their mental health, chances are good that you knew absolutely that you are not truly lovable. A situation like this can truly mess with your mind because you know that you're supposed to love your mom, and yet she's often not that lovable. And what's more, they say you need to love yourself before you can truly love someone else. I debunk that in episode 2, sort of. But chances are the pretty good that you grew up hearing that you are anything but loved and lovable. Forget about it. So we all have a wise sage inside us. That's the true essence of who we are. That capable, balanced part of us who responds, not reacts. The part of us that knows we came into the world lovable, but we also have saboteurs. Enter the judge. Now, the judge has its roots in wanting to keep us safe. And from a young age, it gets started discovering ways to keep us alive. Don't do this. Don't be stupid. Who do you think you are? All trying to keep us from harm or disappointment or anything that doesn't feel good. Here's the problem. We get so used to hearing the judge in our heads that we start to use it against other people and situations, and of course, ourselves. And this judge is a loud so-and-so. In fact, the judge is so loud and pervasive that we eventually come to believe it's the truth. That voice in your head that tells you nasty, bad things about yourself and others? Meet your judge. You might want to give yours a name so you can call it out when you notice it. Mine's called the judgy jackass. So, regardless of our upbringing, we all have a judge. But in my experience, having a mom with mental health problems that require medication that don't always work means that our judge has to work extra hard to keep us safe. So we usually end up with a really loud, really mean judge in our head. That judge has you believing that it will help you improve, help you be more lovable, help you survive, help you do better at work and in your personal life, and keep you safe just by listening to the judge. Nope. Here's the other thing. The voice of the judge makes you think that it's right. You are unworthy. That your only hope of being worthy is listening to the judge. Well, the truth is, that's actually your best way of being unhappy. Not only would you secretly know that you're not good enough, but you can see the weakness in people and situations around you. And that means a disconnect is created between you and the people you want to connect with. And that's no good. Here's what I know. If you have a mean-ass judge in your head who tells you you have no value, or that you're a burden, or you're no use to people you care for, or if your best is just not good enough, if that judge tells you that you'll never be successful and there's nothing anyone can do, I want you to know it's wrong. Totally wrong. Having a parent who deals with and sometimes struggles with mental health stuff likely means that you have some great coping skills. You might have some bad ones too, but I'll guarantee you've got some really good coping skills. You might be super creative at finding solutions or good at disappearing when things get hard. Well, okay, so the truth is that duck and cover method may not be helpful at work or in romantic relationships. Well, any relationships, really. But it's worth working through. And working through all of it, it truly can be a process. But love, compassion for yourself, that's a good place to start. If you learn to have compassion for yourself enough so that you can unearth the deeper truth about you, that's great. And in case you're wondering, the deeper truth about you, it is all good. Today, see if you can listen for your judge. See if you can notice it. Maybe give it a silly name and notice it when it judges you, your actions, other people, and situations. Just notice. Maybe you'll come to see that your judgy jackass is taking up way too much space in your mind. Maybe you'll come to replace it with private words of encouragement and compassion toward yourself. You're worth it, I promise. And if no one told you today, your presence on the planet actually does make a difference. No one is perfect, so please don't think that you should be. And one more thing, you are lovable. Sending you a big energetic hug today, if that's something that would feel good for you. Join us next time when we talk about if you want to be right or you want to be happy. That's going to be fun. Take care. Bye.